Hello and welcome to the Spill It Fresh show. My name is Sibella Michelle Chirabo Kenyanji, and on my right is Ian, Tasha, and we're also joined today in studio by a guest who goes by the names of Alexander Twinokesiga. We're over here at Fitzgerald Art Studio, so he's going to tell us more about himself. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to first of all ask you, even the viewers out there, they want to know, who are you? Who is Alexander? You know?
Well, I'm Alexander, like you said. I'm Ugandan. I'm a lawyer, a writer, and an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so I would like to ask you, as a child, is this where you saw yourself, what you're doing right now, being a lawyer, entrepreneur, and everything, a blogger, writer?
I did choose to be a lawyer when I was 6 years. No, not 6 years. 10 years old, as in P6. Yeah. That I worked towards too. The others I picked up along the way as met different people and traveled to different places. So my writing is informed by skills or talents I picked up as I grew up and mastered. My entrepreneur perspective is informed by my decision to provide solutions to make our communities better.
Okay. Wow, that's very interesting.
I'd like to know about the idea of you juggling careers, entrepreneurship and law and writing. How does that happen? How do you make that happen?
It's very consuming, but then again, I've learned to make my scheduling as perfect as possible, such that I don't miss out on anything I set out to do during the course of the day. So it's all in a day's work. Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit of both, 1% per day that I contribute to make the big picture. Yeah.
Okay. What are the benefits that you've gained being a blogger, being an entrepreneur, being a lawyer? What are the highlights of your career? Like, what do you see that is so intriguing that you want to stay in this profession?
When I look at all three, I could use one word to cut across the board. I think that would be service. I personally derive gratification from serving people, and I like it when I see that someone is really appreciative of what we've done for them. Yeah.
Wow. So do you ever get time for yourself? And if you do, how do you spend that time?
It's not so much because you get to a point where you realize that all your time and efforts actually belong to other people. You're under intense scrutiny all the time. You're accountable to other people more than you are to yourself. Yeah. So whatever little opportunity I get for myself, I either use it to travel or to read somehow. That's the only thing I do. Yes.
Oh, that's very nice. May I'd like to also ask, do you have any role models in your life, be it in Uganda or outside Uganda?
Yes, of course. Everyone should have a mentor or a role model, someone they look up to. Yeah. But as you realize, you can't have a one fit for all purposes. Yeah. So there's a couple of people. You have some from sport. When I was young and growing up, I had Lance Armstrong, but he had his own challenges. Now there's Eliud Kipchoge, the Kenyan runner. If you're looking at business, you have people like Warren Buffett and his Berkshire Hathaway. But then you have from the older generation, now you have Elon Musk today. I think he's done wonderful for himself. Jeff Bezos. Uganda, you have the likes of Wava Muno, who's done really well for himself. So, and then there is a couple of individuals that I meet, not so famous, not so popular, but they're doing wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, the first role models being your parents.
Definitely.
Yes. I guess for some, others, their parents are not that good of role models.
Personally, I think I was very, very lucky. My siblings and my sisters and I were very lucky growing up in a family where our parents not only encouraged us to do good, but also made it possible, gave us a very good foundation. It's the closest thing you can get to winning a lottery.
Wow, that's really good.
So I'm intrigued, what was your journey like in all the 4 categories of your career? Like, tell us how your journey has been. Was it smooth? Was it hard? Was it, like, I don't know, good for you? Something like...
It takes a lot of hard work, preparation, patience, endurance, and pressures from all corners. Like, if you're to talk of being a lawyer alone, if I hadn't been a person that is a person who should consider the options available to him, I wouldn't have become an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I'm Ugandan, but I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, which meant that I had to leave the country, get into an institution on the other end, do my back course, and have to pass it in order to get the qualification. Some people give up along the way. I finished university in 2013. There are people who are still trying to get that qualification 5 years later. So you have got to work hard for it and prepare and to succeed. So it's not for those who want to chicken out that quickly. As an entrepreneur, it's really, really tasking. Starting a company is not the easiest thing. For some people look at it as a burden. Not everyone is tailor-made to become an entrepreneur. But then I have 5 companies I'm running, and not just serving Ugandans. We deliver up to 65 countries around the world, selling different kinds of products. Some services, some products. So now we want to move to the next frontier where we're producing our own products, setting up factories and employing people. So with each new day, there's a couple of new challenges that you get. It's I can't just wake up and say I don't like it. It's very thrilling. It's just thrilling just to serve people. As a writer, finding inspiration is not easy. So unless you're an insanely influenced or inspired person, you've got to talk to people to learn from them. You've got to listen to people to learn to them. You've got to get out of your door, reach out, and get into the public, see how things work out or move, learn from them, and then paint a picture of what you've consumed before you share it, because it's really about sharing. Yeah.
Wow. Still talking about your journey, are there some lessons you've picked up that are worth sharing?
Oh yes. I wouldn't be doing what I do if it wasn't for people, the existence of people, and I've learned to work with people, both directly and indirectly. There's lots of criticism, of course, which you have to take, both good, constructive, and then not so constructive. And people come in different shades, and each of them has got to be treated in a very special way. So each person feels they are attached to you in a very special way, and I've got to respond to them that way. If you can, reach out to and serve as many people as possible, you learn 1 or 2 things from each person, whether good or bad. So you take it all in. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
The ability to deal with people is the topmost lesson. So all the others follow. And here's the thing: your success, if your success is, for example, to be measured in maybe money that you make, the more that you get is a reflection of the more trust people have in you. So if people wouldn't trust you, people can't trust you if you're not doing a good job together with them.
Okay. Well, that's good. I want to actually take you back a little bit behind. I remember the time, sometimes I go through Facebook to see the people who are going to interview. Yeah. So I happened to have seen a post you made sometime, and you had won, is it a gold medal? Yeah. What was that all about?
I think that's one of the medals I've picked from maybe during the marathons.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am also a marathon tourist. I founded a community that we call Hikes and Runs East Africa. So we go to events happening in the East Horn and Central Africa, both minor and major. So the major ones award medals. So I think she could have seen one. Yeah, okay. It's a very good thing that you should all come and participate in.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's the perfect test for how well you can endure from the start to the finish, through the injuries, through the practice, and that smile and medal that you pick up when you cross the finish line.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
You said you do 3 things. Those are the things you do: writing, law, and entrepreneurship. But you have 5 companies. How do you fit? Oh, so 5 companies under entrepreneurship. What are those sectors that you deal in?
Oh, yes. So Umoja Bridge is a legal and business consultancy. What we dedicate ourselves to is helping people across East Africa become good citizens, moving from an informal sector to a formal sector. So we help them with issues with taxation, registration of their status either as aliens or residents, legal documentation for if they want to form companies, if they want to travel within the region. That's legal and business consultancy. Then Turn the Page Africa is an online bookshop for African literature. Yes, we collect and/or curate. Now we are up to 5,021 titles, which we have in Kampala in our catalog, and we satisfy orders from around the world. Yeah. Then Something Ugandan is an online art shop for products of artistic expression from Uganda that fall in 4 major categories of music, movies, art, and fashion or apparel. Yeah. So same story. We find as many people as it is we can partner with. Either they produce the products or we work to satisfy custom orders, and then we deliver them. Then Hikes and Rounds East Africa is the one we had highlighted on a little earlier. We organize trips surrounded around events, so we help people register for those events, find them accommodation and travel, and take trips to different towns. We've just returned from Kigali, the most recent in Kigali, Rwanda. That was the most recent. The next is Masaka, Uganda, for the Uganda Marathon. Then Sweet Safari is a tour and travel agency, starting off with East Africa, and then we will be taking trips across Africa as well.
Okay, that's impressive.
The fifth one, those are cool.
That's Hikes and Rounds, Sweet Safari, Moja Bridge, Turn the Page. Then the other one is what was it that I didn't mention? Which one did I mention?
There was
Umoja Bridge, something, Turn the Page. They were all, I mentioned all of them. Umoja Bridge, Turn the Page Africa, Something Ugandan, Hikes and Runs, and Sweet Safari. Yes, they're
so,
five.
Considering your business schedule, don't you face some challenges because you're everywhere? Like, wouldn't you be somewhere and then they need you in the traveling sector? How do you face the challenge?
So what I've decided to do, when I started out, it was much easier because there wasn't that much traffic. But along the way, when people realize that it's you through whom they can get to get what they want, I decided to partner with other people who can help me get the work done. So I have people doing accounting, banking, data entry, digital solutions. We don't even have to meet every so often. We only meet when it's really urgent. So they cater to their sector, and then they generate reports which we reflect upon together. Yeah, so I may be in one place, but there are several other people doing, up to about 9 people doing branding, doing packaging. Yes. Yeah, so I don't do everything. I'm like, if this is a choir, music choir, I'm like the conductor, then people are singing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Make the team run.
Yes.
I believe there are people out there who would want to be like you, who really feel like, wow, this guy's from Mars. What are those words you tell them? Words of advice? If they wanted to be like you, say to be like you.
Well, that would be a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. But it's, what can I say? If there's anything that anyone would like to do or be, they don't have to follow in my footsteps. I would advise them to examine their own life situations and what it is that they would like to do, and set themselves onto the path to achieving that. Because if you sow a thought, you'll sow an action, it will rip into an action, and eventually a destiny, something that you do. Your hobby can turn into your career so fast you wouldn't even believe it. Yes.
Wow, that's very nice. I want to bring up something also. I've been told about, it's actually related to what he has asked you. There are many people out there who want to be like you. They have all these different ideas in their minds. They want to try so many different, businesses, because you'll find somebody, they're so multi-talented and they have so many ideas. But there is this book, they say, is it The Power of Focus? Some people tend to think, maybe I have to focus on one thing, or if I try to do these other things, I might get confused. So how do you do it? What advice would you give them on how you manage to do all that?
The first and foremost, don't allow yourself to become confused. the ideas that come to your mind, the ones that you hold dear the most, like you said, focus on those. And then we will all be distinguished by how well we execute upon them. Yeah. If you can't manage to do it, talk to someone who has either done it or can help you follow through with your dreams. In Kiswahili, I would say zijenge ndoto zako, build your dreams. Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's some really, really interesting advice. We're still over here at Fitzgerald Art Studio. Please do continue watching. When we come back, we are going to go straight into the Spill It moment. Hello, the Spill It Fresh lovers. Well, if you like our show, just follow us on our Facebook page, The Spill It Fresh Show, our Twitter handle, The Spill It Fresh Show, and Instagram, The Spill It Fresh Show. Please follow us. You're going to love it.